Hi, welcome to Code English. Today we'll be having a session on IELTS writing exam, and we'll be looking on more specifically into the essay writing part of IELTS writing. So the IELTS writing exam is basically about your writing skills. They are going to assess your writing skills in this part of the exam. And if you're going to do the academic test, you'll be given two different types of tasks. The first task is one in which you'll be given a graph, table, chart, map, or diagram and asked to present a report on the picture by describing the information in the picture or summarizing or explaining the information in the picture in your own words. You can take around 20 minutes and stay within the word limit of 150 words for this task. Moving on to the second task, you'll be asked to write an essay in response to a point of view, argument, or problem. You can take 40 minutes for this task and stay within the word limit of 250 words. But if you're going to do the general test, you'll be asked to do two different types of tasks, in which one is a letter writing task and the other one is an essay writing task. In the letter writing task, you will be asked to respond to a situation by writing a letter, which can be a request for information, an explanation of a situation. It can be a letter about giving a good news, bad news, but again, the type of letter depends upon the question presented in front of you. So you can take around 20 minutes for this letter writing task. And the word limit for this task is 150 words. And the letter can adopt a semi-personal to a formal tone. But task 2 is worth 1/3 of your total marks in the writing part. And in this part, you'll be asked to write an essay, as I've mentioned, in response to a point of view, argument, or problem. So you can take around 40 minutes for this essay writing task and stay within the word limit of 250 words. So this is how your answer sheet is going to look like for IELTS writing test. And I have provided one sample answer sheet in here. So what are the 4 criteria upon which the IELTS examiner is going to score your answer sheet? The first one is task response. The second one is coherence and cohesion. The third one is lexical resource. And the fourth one is grammatical range and accuracy. So what is task response? Task response is the criteria in which the examiner measures your ability to construct an essay which fully responds to all the bullet points mentioned in the test question. So what is cohesion? Cohesion is simply the organization of language at the sentence level, inside and between sentences. This is achieved through correct word order, the agreement between subject and verb, agreement between noun and pronoun, correct use of articles, choice and sequence of tenses, and correct use of conjunctions. By coherence, it means whether there is a logical flow of sentences between the first independent opening sentence towards the dependent sentences that follow it. For example, if the first sentence is something like, "My hometown is famous for several amazing natural features," and the second sentence is, "First, it is noted for the Wheaton River." Let us see what is coherence. My hometown in the first sentence is clearly related to first it is to the second sentence. So this is meant by coherence. Moving on to lexical resource. The examiner is judging at your vocabulary. What kind of words are you going to put in there in your essay writing task? Whether you are able to communicate the meaning precisely and accurately is also being judged by the examiner. And whether you're having a command of word forms, whether you're able to paraphrase, and whether your spellings are correct is also being judged by the examiner. When we move on to the fourth criteria, which is grammatical range and accuracy, the examiner is looking at whether you are able to form or put in a proper mix of simple, compound, and complex sentences in your essay, rather than putting a lot of complex sentences in there. So, how to improve your writing skills? By using synonyms, changing word order, by changing the form of word or paraphrasing, changing from active to passive voice, and staying within the word limit. So how does an ideal essay look like? An ideal essay consists of an introduction, then overview of main features, then details of main features 1 and 2, followed by a conclusion towards the end. So what are the 7 types of essays in IELTS exam? The first one is a problem solution model. The second one is a double question. The third one is agree disagree. The fourth one is discussion of both views. Fifth one is discussing both views and then giving your opinion. The sixth one is discussion of advantages and disadvantages. And the seventh one is discussing the advantages and disadvantages and giving your opinion. Let us see what are these in detail. If the first model is a problem solution one, it will be dealing with social issues most of the times. So if the question is the same in every model, but the question format is kind of different, this is how it is going to be. Every year, more and more students choose to study online rather than attend classes on campus. So what do you think are the causes of this? What solutions can you suggest? So this is what your examiner is going to look for, whether you are able to suggest solutions for these kind of problems. The next model is a double question model in which there will be 2 different types of questions being given to you. If the same question is being repeated, but towards the end, why do you think students prefer to study online? Question number 1. What can universities do to attract students to study on campus? Question number 2. This is the question that you're going to get. Moving on to the third part, which is agree-disagree kind of question for essay writing. Studying online is far more effective than studying on campus. So the question that they have given in here is, to what extent do you agree or disagree? You have got 6 different tones which you can adopt for answering these kind of essay writing questions. Completely agree, completely disagree, moderately disagree, slightly agree, slightly disagree. So this is the tone that you can adopt. The next one is discussion of both views. Some people think studying on campus is the most effective way to learn, while others believe that studying online is more effective. So they have asked you to discuss both views. You can get even these type of questions. The next one is discussion of both views and giving your opinion. How do we go about this? Discuss both views and give your opinion in the conclusion. So you're supposed to discuss both views through the essay, and then towards the concluding part, you are supposed to give your opinion about the relevant question. Moving on to the sixth model, which is discussion of advantages and disadvantages. In addition to the question given earlier, you'll be asked one more type of question. What are the advantages and disadvantages of studying online? So what you're supposed to do is to discuss both of these, the advantages and the disadvantages, and then conclude the essay. Moving on to the seventh model, which is discussion of advantages and disadvantages and giving your opinion. In this, you are supposed to discuss the advantages and the disadvantages of studying online as per the question given in here. Then give your opinion about which one is the best. And ultimately, they've asked you a question. Do you think the advantages of studying online outweigh the disadvantages? It simply means you're supposed to give your opinion about these kind of questions. So that's it about the essay writing task. I hope the discussion in here is clear. In case you have got further queries, please feel free to email us at info@accordenglish.com.au or can access our website at www.accordenglish.com.au. Thank you for joining us at Accord English.